feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi guys, welcome back to my video. For today's video, we're going to be covering monkeypox and everything about monkeypox. If you just want to jump ahead and go straight to the tarot card readings, and to also see the little clip that I had talked about in my very old video back in 2020, you can check that. Everything is timestamped in the description below. I apologize, I went so fast with that and I stuttered. What I really meant to say was everything is timestamped in the description below. So we're going to cover a multitude of different questions. Some were submitted by you guys. I was only able to find what I was able to because of YouTube deleting comments about monkeypox. So I do apologize if I did not get to your question. However, we will be doing a part 2. Before we do start the tarot read, I'm just going to quickly post a guide on this channel, so it will guide you through on how to be able to submit your question and bypass YouTube algorithm and be able to get it directly to me without any sort of deletion of any kind. So let's jump into it. I think you guys will like this video today. I think you will find it very informative, which I hope. If you do, please give a thumbs up, a like, and a subscribe. Any sort of engagement with the channel and the video in particular will help get more people to see and be able to have more exposure so we can grow our community. Okay, so this is being recorded on August 5th, 2022 at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For further proof, it is actually, hold on, I just got a date thing. But anyway, it's 3 p.m. Friday, August 5th, and this is the current news cycle in Google. So we had Jared Kushner and stuff like that. So there is proof here that this is when this video is being recorded. Anyway, besides the point, let's jump into it. This video is just for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. Feel free to read these little disclaimers on your screen on your own time if you wish to do so. All right, so let's jump into it. It's going to be really fun today. It took me hours of trying to find this video, so I found it. So let me just show you. But first, I'm going to show you how to be able to submit your question first. Have you ever wondered how you can submit a question or a video request? Well, I will show you in this commercial how you can do that. So you go to my channel, you click on any of my uploads or any recent videos that you may see, and you go to the description. As you can clearly see, I already clicked on a previous video. You scroll down and you click right here where it says submit your question, topic, or video request here. You can also add in links and information that you would like to add in. You can ask at least 10 and you can keep resubmitting as many as you would like. You'll click that link and it will take you to my website. And this is what my website looks like. You can book a reading with me. You can find me email, other information along with my YouTube channel. You will click submit your video request here and you will click on that. And it will take you to a Google form where you guys can fill out and be able to put all your questions here. So thank you all for coming, and I'll just turn you right back to your content right now. So now here is the video that I found of me talking about a virus in another video. Actually, ironically enough, this same video talked about abortions and women struggling in the womb. Now, when I was doing this video, I didn't realize that I knew how I read that sometimes, oftentimes, not only read in the present, but I also read in the future as well. So I do both. That's why I always tell you guys all my videos are connected. And when you rewatch them, there's Easter eggs in there that even I don't even know about. And I sometimes don't even know until I'm rewatching it. So it's always new content on the channel. You just don't pick up on it when it's not being affected or it doesn't formulate to our reality. But there's always, every single video I've done has new content in it hidden within the video. So definitely go give this video a check. Everything is in the comment section below. You can also watch that video. I will also recommend it at the end of this video. Okay, let's put it on. So will this be our last pandemic in our lifetime? Seriously. Okay, so I think the US at one point had like 3 pandemics. We had the polio, we had the influenza, and we had COVID. Now what I do see here, within the past, we struggled with this one. We struggled specifically with COVID, right? Because of the Trump president, this type leader that we elected, this businessman approach that doesn't really work in the United States. And second of all, he's not even a businessman to begin with. For entertainment purposes only. And so I do have here the deck card underneath. So there will be a rebirth of an idea, a rebirth of a brand new virus. And the question is whether or not we want to keep doing what we were doing under this current president, or do we want to say no, we're not dealing with another pandemic. And so that really gives me like the sense that it's really up to us as a humanity, up to us as a society as a whole, to say no to the virus or another one specifically. Okay, so that is the video. If you want to watch that in the full length, you can find it in the description below at the end of this video. It will also be recommended to you. All right, guys, that video was recorded December 17th, 2020. Yeah, I know. It's been a long time. I look completely different. But anyway, besides the point, let's jump into it. The first question that we have here, what is monkeypox and how does it spread? So let's take a quick look. Now, I am going into this completely blind. All I know is that monkeypox causes legions, and that's about it. I don't even know if it's formulated even from a monkey, so we're going to find it out now. Okay, so, Spirit Angels, tell me, what is monkeypox and how does it spread? Actually, yeah, I'm going to do one card from here, then I'm going to take it from other decks as well. Okay, so as COVID was leaving in the past, COVID really didn't leave us. It just became in the back burner. Like, it was at the back of everyone's mind. It's been normalized. So we kind of got desensitized to COVID. So when they say it's in the past, that's what you mean. It's not literally speaking that COVID is over. And that's impossible. What we have here at this point in the middle of the card right here, the present, is we have the Nine of Swords. That's where we enter into. A lot of people are in a state of, oh, I don't care. That's what it feels like with monkeypox. So this is very dangerous mentality because monkeypox is more contagious than just say your average COVID-19. It has a 10% death rate. So just say out of 100 people, 2 people will die. Well, yeah. So yeah, hold on. That's 10 people. So out of 100, 10 people die. Out of 10 people, about 2 or 1 would die. So that's a higher margin than COVID. So the fact is that we don't care about what is happening on the global level or what happening to each other is kind of a bit alarming, especially when it comes to the spread and the effectiveness of this disease, especially when it comes to contagion. We do have here, though, in the future, though, we have a lot of people unwilling to really fight or even get vaccinated. Not saying that you guys need to go out and get vaccinated. No one's telling you to do that. But to take precautionary measures like staying feet away, don't rub up against somebody, don't, whatever it is, don't get in an argument, don't get in a fight. Whatever it is, I feel like people kind of don't care. Like, no one's really following rules anymore. And that's what's going to be really bad. And this is how monkeypox is going to spread. So now that we know how monkeypox is going to spread among the populace in terms of the energy and understanding, we're now going to read on how it affects you as an individual, as your body. So Spirit Angels, tell me, what is monkeypox and how does it spread? Okay, it's a lot of cards. What is monkeypox and how does it spread, Spirit Angels? Tell me. Please give me some cards based on how monkeypox spreads and everything like that. Again, everything is timestamped in the description below. Come on, give me a card, Spirit. Come on, give me a card. Okay, we'll just take that. We'll take that. Okay. Well, they gave me a lot of cards, so wonderful. Okay. We'll go one more, and then we'll do these 3. Okay, so let's take a look. So we have... Ooh. Okay. Alright. That makes sense. This is definitely a divide of some sort. I'll give you that. Okay, so let's jump into it. We have an understanding of the energy and compound. All right, so we have the seventh chakra here, which is the crown chakra, which is really all about your understanding of things, like your spiritual awareness. I do feel like a lot of people are going to be kind of like disengaging with themselves in some form or some way. It almost feels like there's something with the brain. I feel like maybe there might be more common a blood clot or something that happened with a neurological standpoint. We have here with the sixth chakra, the third eye chakra, mindfulness, right? So maybe people are not being mindful of other people's space and needs and be able to respect that boundary. So I would not be surprised if people want to try to get in your face and try to say, huh, you want to make me wear a mask? And they'll try to get in your face and blah, 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 like that. But I also do feel like as well, because I am seeing somebody yelling at another person very close to their face when I tell them to back up. I see a lot of spit and saliva and water molecules being expelled from their mouth onto somebody's face. So I do see it does get contracted through saliva or some sort of fluid transaction. I do see as well it is also transmitted through touch or rashes or like when you rub against somebody. I see that. That's already well known, so that's not obvious. Well, I mean that is obvious. But what I do see here as well is also when I say it means rub against something, I don't mean like rubbing against somebody because that is how you get it. But I see like, just say you run into like a door, right? A little thing that has the two doors, and you run into something, you scratch your open wound or you scratch the skin and the skin's there, or whatever it is that's from your body is left there, and somebody else touches it, they can contract that same virus or disease. So any sort of like leftover residue from somebody else's body, whether skin cells, hair, or something like that, I do see that as the easy way for it to be easily transmissible. We do have here as well, though, one of the ways that you can really stop the virus from targeting you as specifically is to make sure that you have inner harmony. Make sure that you're not in a state of fear and to make sure that you are at peace with yourself and to kind of really give yourself the best immune system or strongest immune system that one can get, right? Maybe invest more in vitamin C. We do have here and though in this card, we have the throat chakra, which is setting boundaries. I emphasized already that there's going to be a lack of boundaries here. So you might need to start putting boundaries between you and another individual and hope that there's no disease being spread among the populace. So I would definitely keep your distance. That is one way that you definitely need to do is definitely stay away. I do see 7 to 8 feet would be appropriate, sometimes 12 feet. Um, we do have here as well it's the sixth eye chakra, which is your third eye. We have wisdom and discernment, the lack and inability to learn from one's own past. And I do feel like because of that, a lot of this way that monkeypox is going to spread is because of people's inability to learn from COVID, like I warned about everybody in the past. We do have here, though, we do have the fourth chakra, which is all about generosity. Definitely be careful. I'm not saying don't help people, whatever, but it is telling me here to warn you to be very careful with who and how you help people because you might not be able to see those warning signs of monkeypox because sometimes it could be on someone's genitalia. Yes, it does spread through sex, but it is not an STI. It will just transmit through any method necessary. It will not transmit through sex only. So it is telling you here that just because you don't see it on the outside doesn't mean it's not there. We do have here, though, in between the mindfulness and the inner harmony reverse is the creative manifestation. Remember how I said that if we don't take a handle on this COVID-19 thing 2 years ago, I said that a new virus will come and emerge, and it's due to manifestation, is that we are practically manifesting a new pandemic, and I kept saying that a new one will keep coming until we learn our lesson. Hello, I'm recording. Oh, it's a video thing. I'm sorry. I didn't realize we had the recorder in the background for the phone. I thought someone was playing a video. But anyway, we have the root chakra here, which is about courage and faith. And so what I see here is during the courage and faith that a lot of people are going to be trying to pray this virus or disease away, but it's not going to be effective because of that is because you cannot pray a virus away. You have to manifest it away. And that's really what Spirit is trying to emphasize here, is that one of the best ways that you can really get rid of monkeypox is you have to truly believe innately that you can remove that virus from your body using your manifestation. So there is one way for you can do it, through manifestation skills, because we did manifest this, so you can manifest it out of your life. I do see right here. Now, in terms of your physical body, we're going to take a look. It does affect your mind. We did say that here. It kind of does some damage to your stomach, but not so much. So if you have an immune disease, it's going to be 50-50. It's going to really damage your communication, your ability to speak, right? Not so much your heart, but we did talk about blood clots in terms of your brain, so it might be partly similar to the heart. And we do have here, as well as your sacral and root chakra, which is about root chakra, which is your genitalia, so that's outright obvious. Then we do have here your sacral, which is more of your intestines, so it's kind of downright, so it's 50-50 between both of those. I have IBS and maybe most likely Crohn's. It's unsure right now. So this right here would be a very detrimental thing for me. So anyway, besides the point. How does monkeypox spread throughout the body? Is there any key notes on how it affects it and everything? So we don't really have much information on monkeypox. I'll give you that. Okay. What else? How does monkeypox spread, Spirits and Angel? How does monkeypox spread, Spirits and Angel? Tell me. Okay. Belly. Okay. And then chest. Eye, head, ankle, elbow, foot. Okay, so, and mouth, of course. Okay. I'm not picking these. I'm just like grabbing them as they go. I think it's enough, right? I think we have enough. Okay, so how it spreads, monkeypox spread, it spreads to nails. So like any sort of scratching or any sort of transmission of like skin cells onto another. This could also be blood or residue that's been left behind by another individual. There's also touching things. Like I said, when you touch something at somebody who's infected touches, like maybe like a bag of chips or something, and you went up and grabbed that bag of chips, unknowingly knowing that person's affected, you're willing to get monkeypox. Again, I'm not a medical expert. This video is just for entertainment purposes only. We do have here, it comes through hair, so maybe chin, hair brushes. I will probably stay away from nail salons and hair salons. It might be your best idea. Maybe they have unsanitary condition where they kind of use stuff without really cleaning it because they need to get the next client in. We do have the belly. So I do feel like in some way or some form, there is something going on with the belly. It might be on the outskirt, it might be on the skin, it might be the epidermis, or it very well could be on the inside, hinting toward more like the lower body region below from the belly button down. So it could be your genitalia, like we said, or it could be very well your intestinal regions, including your kidneys. So actually, I see more pancreas or liver type of thing. But anyway, we have the chest. So we have the tummy, then we also have the chest here. It tells me here that we might have some either breathing issues, or it might even be exposure of some sort of lesion. Like we said, that monkeypox does cause lesion, but I do feel here it might also cause internal bumps on organs. So we do have here, it gets transmitted through the eyes. Like I said before, I kept seeing when somebody's too close in your face, telling you about the masks and protocols and whatever. I see like a Karen or whatnot. You can kind of see that here, that it can be easily transmitted through the eyes using liquid from another person's mouth who's infected. We do have head. So I think any sort of exposure when it comes to face, including kissing or anything, that is vulnerable because, your face is the most vulnerable part. Is how you're able to get infected very quickly. So make sure you wear maybe goggles or glasses and then wear a face mask just to kind of add that extra protection of layers. Sometimes you can also wear that clear shield if you need to. We do have ankles, so it does tell me here with these two, ankles and foot, it is telling me that it does easily get transmitted either at the beach or walking on ground with the person who's infected, very similar to athlete foot. Underneath here, we also have elbow. So when you rub into somebody, or like how during COVID we used to instead of high-fiving people, we used to use the elbow. I will restrain yourself from both high-fiving and using the elbow. Try to minimize your contact with people directly. It does come from the mouth, but not 100% directly. It doesn't seem like it comes from food. It feels like it's more so it stays on surfaces where it's not being cooked or it's not too cold. It's just right. We do have here is eyelashing, so I would definitely keep an eye out for any sort of pieces of hair, any sort of skin follicles or anything like that that could possibly fall and be infected. I would definitely stay away from. If you clean up and you're a janitor, definitely make sure you try to take extra precautions. Any sort of cleaning thing, I would definitely stay away from whatever it is that you do, just to have extra precaution, or at least be mindful of what you're doing. So that is how COVID spread, and that's how monkeypox. That's how monkeypox spread, and that is how that's what monkeypox did, according to the cars. All right. Again, I'm not a medical expert. Okay. What viruses of the past can monkeypox be associated with in terms of its contagiousness and death rate? I did say in the past that the one that follows after COVID is more similar to the bubonic than it is the COVID. Okay, so Spirit Angels, tell me what makes sense for monkeypox gives legion very similar to bubonic plague. So Spirit Angels, tell me, how would you describe monkeypox in terms of another virus or another pandemic that the United States has experienced in the past? In terms of its contagiousness and death rate, how would you associate monkeypox with? Would it be the influenza, polio, COVID, HIV, you name it? How would you describe its spirit? Okay, so actually, ironically, they just told me it's a cross, very similar. They say the way that they would describe it would be a cross between HIV and polio. That's interesting. If you're wondering where it came from my right ear. That's why I'm completely deaf, and that's how they communicate with me. So, they were telling me it's a cross between polio and HIV, not literally speaking, but in the terms of the question and the comparison, it's going to be comparison to the contagiousness and the death rate, very similar to polio. I think I did mention in the past that polio is making a comeback, so this could be that type of energy that I was reading on in the past, and that this is what it could be represented as monkeypox. So I'm not even going to read on that because they just told me literally. So why even read on it? They just told me directly. So what do we do if we contact monkeypox? Now, we did have some few things that I did say earlier. You can manifest it away because monkeypox is due to manifestation and your inability and neglect to do the right thing for other people. It will keep coming. New viruses will keep coming until we learn our lesson. So it appears than not that monkeypox, it works very similar, in a very similar fashion. So we're going to ask the question, what can we do if we contact monkeypox? Spirit Angels, tell me, what do my viewers need to do if they contact monkeypox, including me? Okay, so to tell me, if you catch it, you need to say quarantine for 6 weeks. Okay, again, I'm not a medical expert. This is just what it's telling me here. Okay, so we have the night of pentacles, right? It's reversed. It's fast moving. This thing is not slow. This thing, once you get it, it's going to move real quick, right? It's going to go right into your system. You're going to have to really know and really know the sign, because if once you expect it, you can get everybody else infected unknowingly, right? So we also have the devil here. So a lot of people are going to be linked together. So if just say your partner gets it, you're most likely going to get it almost around the same time frame. So if one person in your household is infected, basically you can make the proper assumption that everybody in the household is infected in some way or some form. It's going to be in a moment. This video is just for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so the next card that we have here is we have the Nine of Swords reversed. What it is telling me, though, is that some people will be asymptomatic. So they will not even know they had it for a while until it just hit them overnight, and they find themselves very ill, and other people are going to have to come in and try to save them. Not in a literal sense, it could be literal, but it's also possible that it means that someone's going to have to come in and try to help ease the transition into sickness and back out into healthiness again. I guess that's the word we would probably use. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm also seeing EMTs rushing in to grab people and pull them out. I do see it maybe. I'm not trying to be like disgusting here, but dead bodies might be contagious even after death. I do see as well that they're trying to minimize contacts in almost every form of way. So I do see people coming in last minute trying to pull you out or trying to quarantine you in a room and try to really keep an eye on you, because it is a lot longer waiting period than COVID. We do have here, though, we do have the patient wand. This is nothing new. Apparently, it's something that we experienced in the past. It just re-mutated into a new form. So it could be, as they're saying, it is some sort of pox. So it could be related to chicken pox or smallpox or something like that. So it's theoretically possible that it is a new mutation of it. So we have experienced it in the past. So the best way to maybe really understand monkeypox was to look at the chickenpox and smallpox and mix that up with polio and HIV and kind of see how can we move forward in a safe and effective way while also simultaneously helping as many people as possible. So the next question that we have here, the vaccine, is the vaccine effective against monkeypox? Now, if you're not familiar, there is no really vaccine yet that's out against monkeypox. There is one type, but it's more for another virus. They're hoping that this vaccine will be effective against monkeypox. So, Spears and Ansel, tell me, is this vaccine that is out right now to help the fight against monkeypox, is it effective against monkeypox? Okay. Okay, so the first card that we have here is we have death in a challenge here. It also means rebirth as well, so I do want to make sure that is well known here. We do have the King of Wands reversed. It does feel in some way or some form. It has some sort of effectiveness, but it really depends on each individual and their age and their immune system level and stuff like that. So I wouldn't put 100% full trust in the vaccine and being able to protect people, particularly because it is not specifically designed to fight monkeypox. It was specifically designed to fight another virus. Again, I don't even know if that's 100% true, but that's why I get in the cards, so I'm just going to trust the cards. We do have here as well, though, we do have funding. The vaccine is going to come out for monkeypox. It's going to be more effective. It's going to be a lot more well-funded than COVID was. There's going to be more of a unison. I see about two major ones in particular that's going to come out. That's going to be giving you the option, and they're going to be a lot more positive than COVID because they already had the backing power during COVID of producing vaccines. So I would not be surprised if we're able to get this vaccine out sooner, probably within 6 months or even to a year. So it is going to be a lot sooner. We do have here, though, in reverse, we do have the 9 of Cups reversed, and it's reversed. And what this is kind of telling me here is that it's kind of the ignorance that's going to be kind of playing a major role here in terms of the vaccine. So definitely be very careful with fake news, the news media and stuff like that. It's kind of misguiding you, misleading you into the wrong direction. So if, for example, like how Donald Trump said, put bleach in your body, it will help the fight against COVID. Try to stay away from things like that or some sort of home remedy. Just try to listen to your intuition and go with that. So in the end, is the vaccine effective against monkeypox? It depends. It really goes per individual, really. So now the next part of the specific question, is there a waiting period just like COVID for the COVID vaccine? By that I mean, well, yes, we just answered that at about a year to about 6 months to a year. So that's the waiting period in terms of getting an effective vaccine. At least that's what I see. Again, COVID cannot really predict time as well because of energy. So it really depends on the energy. As of right now, the energy on track to be about a year. Okay, so the next question that we have here, will monkeypox be declared a new pandemic? Will monkeypox be declared a new pandemic? Okay, so we have the strength in the bottom. So the strength kind of tells me here that monkeypox is going to be a lot stronger than COVID. Now the question is, they feel like they're very worried about declaring monkeypox as a new pandemic due to the conspiracy theories that's rising. So I would definitely expect a very much of a slow response to monkeypox than COVID. They're trying to kind of play this correctly. But either way, however they do it, they will be affecting lives if they choose not to declare the pandemic. So we do have here, though, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 of swords reversed. It is telling me that it's uncontained. So it's very likely that because it's uncontained, that it is going to most likely be declared a pandemic, but Biden directly will not be declaring it a brand new pandemic in the United States. I don't see that from the president directly. I do see another person, maybe a cabinet member, could be even Dr. Fauci, but it's unlikely it's going to come from the White House directly, particularly Biden. So he will not be announcing that it's a pandemic. He's trying to use somebody else and hope that it won't get Republicans involved with them. And it's also a political move going into the 2022 midterms. We do have here on the left side here, we do have the 5 of Pentacles reversed. We have the economy, people struggling. People don't want probably don't want another new thing on the plate right now. So I kind of would expect this, movement in terms of the claim monkeypox, the brand new pandemic, to move a lot slower, and hope that we can kind of ease into the November election. Then after that, they will probably most likely declare monkeypox a pandemic. We do have here, though, it doesn't feel that they kind of don't want to make any quick move because it will affect the outcome of the 2022 election, and they want to be very careful with how they maneuver this. Particularly the fact that this is the first election in a very long time where I see the possibility of a Democrat maintaining control of the House and the Senate, very likely because most of the time it's very common for an incumbent party or a president party in power to lose seats in both the Senate and the House. However, the Democrats do have a shot at either retaining both or one. So, spirits and angels tell me. Oh, yeah, so we know that. Let's see. Let's ask a bit more about it. Can you tell me, will monkeypox ever be declared a pandemic? And by doing that, I'm going to ask the cards what card represents monkeypox so we have an idea. Okay, this card represents monkeypox. Thank you, Spirit. So if you see the card, we know it's monkeypox. So Spirit and angels tell me, will monkeypox be declared a pandemic in the near future? So we're going to keep going. I'm actually going to move this here. And I'm just going to read this very quickly. We have that card here. 2 of Wands. We have the Strength card here. Okay, yep, we have it. It came up. I knew it was going to come up. It just matter where, but it came up right when I shuffled, and it came right in my little hand. If you guys saw it, it came very quickly. It was like this. Okay, anyway, besides the point, let's take a quick read in that, though. So we have the 3 of Hearts reversed. We have the King of Swords reversed. We have somebody stepping down or moving away. I do see there's a possibility that if Biden gets the disease, the monkeypox, he may have to step down. He might be he might be unable to do his job and be able to fill that duty. It is also possible that she's just talking about a temporary step in where Kamala Harris stepped in for him during his time during recovery as she becomes temporary Madam President. It's possible that is what this is talking about. Or this could be meaning, this could also be hinting at Trump, but it's one or the other. We do have a lawsuit, a major death. This could be the high toll numbers in terms of the death rate, in terms of monkeypox. So this will be very interesting to really see how this is really going to play out. But it's also possible that people are really wallowing the last few years, including this year and going into the next few years, how monkeypox is affecting our lives more than COVID has. We do have here underneath the Three of Swords reversed, we do have the World Sage here. I feel like the world is kind of going through some sort of turmoil, but I do feel like it's going to become more union soon. We are going to become more connected as a collective, and we're going to kind of be creating a diplomatic health institution to really help fight against future pandemics and viruses. Underneath this leader who's down, we do have some sort of uprising, some sort of fight. So this could be hinting at the midterm election or the fight in the primary. So this is around 2023 when the candidates start announcing their bid for the presidency. So it's possible Biden decides I cannot do this anymore, and this could be what this was hinting at. But Biden might decide he's not running again in 2024, and that someone else is going to take his place. And so this is hinting at both the Republicans and the Democrats fighting for that spotlight in their party nomination in order to become president. We do have here underneath the Eight of Cups here, we do have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Then they're going to move fast. It's not going to be walking away like COVID did, where it kind of goes in the background. This virus is going to be speeding real quick. I do see a news anchor getting very sick. I do see that. I do feel like you're going to see it on television. I see like you're going to kind of have them talk, and all of a sudden you're going to start seeing their body change rapidly. Or they're even going to go on and say, listen, the virus is real. This is what my body looks like. You saw me yesterday. I was completely fine. This is how I am today. And I feel like they're going to kind of break the mold of conspiracy theory. I do see that very strongly. Underneath the funeral card here, I do see a lot of losses and a lot of, not a lot of victories in terms of lives. We do have here death, though. It's going to be very strong. Like I said, this virus is going to have a very strong death rate. It's going to really kill a lot of people, and I mean that in the most lightest way I could possibly say, but I do need to be literal here. This is for entertainment purposes only. And if you guys are not familiar, America does have a population of about 342 million people, or 332 million people. So that would be roughly, with a 10% death rate, that would be at least 32 million dead easily. So it obviously has a higher death rate than COVID. That is pretty bad in terms of the statistical data standpoint. So we do have the Nine of Swords reversed here. This card seems to come up a lot for MonkeyPox. So we definitely need to keep an eye out for the card. It does feel like in some way it just happened overnight. That's why I'm feeling this means, but that could be talking about, November, early January. We do have Marburg. So in the end, will it be declared a pandemic? It appears that it most likely will be. I do apologize that someone calling in the background. They always seem to call right when I'm doing a video. So we do have the Page of Swords here, and the Page of Swords here, this card oftentimes comes up for vaccine. So it would make a lot of sense if it's coming up for the vaccine. So yeah, so this card appears that this is going to be a new vaccine. It's going to be a new fight that all of us are going to have to take on. Again, I do apologize for the phone call in the background. They're still talking. Okay, anyway, is this virus that I saw 2 years ago in my tarot cards? When I asked that question, if you have not already, I did put that clip in the beginning of today's video, but I'll just show it again to you guys in case you forgot what I said in that video. So, will this be our last pandemic in our lifetime? Okay, so I think the U.S. at one point had like 3 pandemics. We had the polio, we had the influenza, and we had COVID. Now, what I do see here, within the past, we struggled with this one. We struggled specifically with COVID, right? Because of this Trump president, this type leader that we elected, this businessman approach that doesn't really work in the United States. And second of all, he's not even a businessman to begin with. For entertainment purposes only. And so I do have here the death card underneath. So there will be a rebirth of an idea, a rebirth of a brand new virus. And the question is whether or not we want to keep doing what we were doing under this current president, or do we want to say no, we're not dealing with another pandemic. And so that really gives me like the sense that it's really up to us as a humanity, up to us as a society as a whole, to say no to the virus or another one specifically. Okay, so You saw that clip. That clip will be linked in the description below if you want to watch the full video. That video, I believe, was recorded in December 17, 2020. So we're going to ask the question, is this the virus that I saw 2 years ago? So Spirit Angels, tell me, is this virus that I saw 2 years ago? Yes. So we have the Ace of Swords here. It's a yes, but it's also a no because it is reversed. Here they're also telling me it's undefeated. So I feel like there is more to the story than what it is telling me. Okay. That doesn't look promising. This card comes up too. Death. So it appears already, if we can find the other card here, we have Biden here leaving. Kamala doesn't want to take over. There's someone else comes in. Da 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 da. Where is the other card here? I can't find the card that resembles Marbot. Resembles MonkeyPox. I don't know where it went in this deck. I can't seem to find it. Okay, here it is. And it's in front of the King of Swords, so the incumbent down. And it is also in front of the Queen. It is behind the Queen of Swords. What we do have here, ironically, if you look closely, what card showed up in the video? This card showed up, right? So it's telling me here that it's most likely is possible that it is the one that I was talking about in the past. So let's take a look. So we have the death card here, right? The death card is at the bottom of the deck. We're asking the question, is this the virus that I saw 2 years ago in my tarot card? I talked about the rebirth, right? The death card also showed up in that tarot card if you watch the full video. So the death card here is hinting at a rebirth, something brand new coming onto the scene. In this case, it is MonkeyPox. We do have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords card is reversed. And this is kind of like the olive branch. It is give me that sense of peace, that sense of hope that better things are coming our way. I just hope that is what that means. We do have here underneath this card, though, is very strong. They believe, according to the tarot card, that what I talked about in the past, that this is what I would channel, and that I would channel this brand new virus and was warning you guys in an indirect way what was coming. Right, and that's why the strength card is here, and it goes underneath the Ace of Swords. On the left side here, we have the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups is kind of talking to me about we're leaving COVID behind, and we're going to a new era of fighting multiple pandemics. Remember when I said I did this video in the past that we're going to have another pandemic, and my generation is going to experience multiple of them. So this will be not the last, and if this is the second one, it will not be the last one either. So we do have three major things. We're going to have COVID, Marburg, and maybe another unknown virus that's coming. And then we also have monkeypox. So there's going to be three major ones that's coming. So we already have COVID, we already have monkeypox. This coin could also be symbolizing Marburg. That is to remain to be seen. It could be a new virus that decides to come up on the scene later on. The thing is, I don't know. It'll be coming soon now. It'll be something, but I'm not sure what that third one is. So the next question is, will monkey mutate? So we kind of did say in the past that it's kind of very similar to a formation of HIV and polio in terms of its description characteristic according to the tarot cards. Well, we are going to ask the question, will monkeypox mutate? We did say it's very similar to smallpox and chickenpox as well. So maybe originated from there, we'll find out. Will monkeypox mutate into different virus strains? Okay. Here it is. Here's the card. Okay. And this card showed up. We had that card showed up. Okay. So we're asking, is monkeypox going to, mutate? What I kind of do see here, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2. So we have two major arcana cards. I thought we had more. But anyway, besides the point, we have the stun card in the reverse. When the stun card is kind of talking about the very low publicity of monkeypox. It's not really well known, and when it is well known, they oftentimes mention minority groups such as the LGBTQ. So people, again, are going back to the same mindset that people during the HIV pandemic or the AIDS pandemic had back in the 80s. So they kind of be like, oh, well, it doesn't affect me, so I don't care. That's the type of attitude that I'm seeing. We do have here, though, we do have the Hanged Man here. So in terms of monkeypox mutating, I feel like we're going to appear as if we're going to get it, but then we don't get it. Like, we almost feel like we're almost very close to eradicating it, but we don't. And I'm also seeing a monkey, which ironically is the hanged man because it's being hung upside down, what sometimes monkeys tend to do. They seem to hang themselves, not hang themselves in the little speaking tone, but like with their tail. We do have here, we do have the Queen of Swords here, and the Queen of Swords kind of coming through is like, we're going to give you a good fight. We're going to make you fight for this. If you want to eradicate us, we're going to fight you. It kind of feels like that. It almost feels like they're in some way monkeypox is going to be a lot harder to, push out of the way than just say COVID. It's a lot harder to heal. It's a lot harder to not spread because it is more easily transmissible according to what the cards are saying. We do have here, it is followed by the Four of Cups here, and this is somebody who kind of refuses to do the right thing. And that is kind of like the best friend of monkeypox. When you refuse to do the right thing, you are basically you are becoming friends with the devil yourself, right? We have the next card is followed by the King of Swords. Now, this is often called a political leader out of office, or it's just vacant, and then someone else is coming in to replace it. However, what I do feel like because of this, it is telling me that COVID is now out of the scene, right? It is in the background. It is still here, it's still in existence, but we kind of just don't care about it in terms of at the public speaking. What's following it, because of COVID in the background is no longer here, we have monkeypox that will take its place as the brand new one, the brand new leader. So it's almost like COVID's in the second running and monkeypox topped it and become the leader. Like almost like that becomes the new leader of the country, so to speak, if that makes any sense. Okay, the next question that we have here, will people with the smallpox vaccine be protected? They've been trying to see if they could maybe give people other pox vaccines, specifically chickenpox and smallpox vaccines, and hope that it will have some sort of effect against monkeypox. We kind of talked about that earlier, about vaccines in general, but we're going to see more specifically. Will people with smallpox vaccines be protected against monkeypox? No and yes. Again, like I said, it really depends on the individual and who it is and what their immune system, what the health system is like, and stuff like that. I feel like it really depends on a multitude of issues and not leaning on one specific vaccine to do the job. We do have the Ace of Wands here. It is reversed here. And what that is telling me, it is telling me here that do not depend on that vaccine to be completely effective against monkeypox. Remember, monkeypox is either another formation of a pox of some sort, or it is a different strain of a different virus that mutated. Right. We do have here, though, we do have in this card is we do have somebody leaving, going to smoother, calmer waters. That was the past, right? We had Native Americans back in the olden days during the colonial American time period. We had people from Europe come over into the Americas and provide the Native Americans with chickenpox or smallpox that basically almost wiped out the entire generation of Native Americans. So it is telling me that we are going to smoother, calmer waters. At least that's where we thought we were heading in the past. However, something happened and ignorance and greed took over a neglect of human life and also animals' life. And so because of that, they had bred a lot of viruses and bacteria into formation, things that would have never existed in the past. And also what it is telling me here that because of neglect, it's a direct correlation and the direct result of neglectation. So when you neglect something, you are more likely to have fungus or diseases through because maybe you didn't clean up the urine, and so you let them sit in the urine, and because of that builds up bacteria infections and fungus and spread disease. It's very similar. When you have neglecting, you are more likely, more prone to spreading something. We do have here, though, on the right side, we do have the Hermit card. The future is kind of unknown. It is a little bit bright. It is a possible solution that maybe smallpox vaccine could be mixed with the monkeypox vaccine, which might become more effective than just say one or the other. It also possible that smallpox vaccine may be deemed effective against some and most ineffective against majority. And what they're going to do is they're going to take that data and they're going to somehow, in some way, maybe potentially use some of the background knowledge and how they created the smallpox vaccine and try to use that to create the monkeypox. it is theoretically possible that's how they could do it. Again, I'm not a medical expert. This video is just for entertainment purposes only. Okay, this is the last question, so we'll just end off on this. Okay, so is this something that occurred naturally, or is it something that someone spread on purpose? So what she's really saying here, this was a submitted question, is monkeypox naturally occurring, or was this something that was created in a lab? That's really what she was saying. So spirits and angels, tell me, is monkeypox something that occurred naturally? Is it naturally occurring in our environment? Is it something that happened without human intervention? No. Okay. No, I don't see it at all. Nope. It doesn't happen naturally. But remember what I said, it happened due to neglect, most likely. It theoretically possible may not say that it's coming from a lab, but it might just come from negligence or the inability to care for one person properly. So we do have the 3 of swords here. It is followed by the reverse 9 of swords. We have the funeral card on the left side, and we do have on the right side a replacement of the previous virus. Spirits and Angels, can you tell me whether or not monkeypox was released publicly? Was it created in a lab of some sort? Was monkeypox created in a lab? I might have to cover this particular question in another video, be a little bit more specific. No, but yes, if that makes any sense. It feels like in some way it wasn't intentional to be released. It feels like in some way there was some sort of monetary funding in the background, maybe a scientific experiment that they were doing, and somebody stole some vials, and they were doing something. Maybe someone telling them, "Oh, listen, I shot myself up with whatever this was, and I built up more muscle," or something that seemed very attractive to somebody to make them seal. They possibly used that, and now they are very sick and very ill because, the thing that they took wasn't actually supposed to be used on a human body, at least specifically. We do have the 9 of Cups reversed. We have the 10 of Pentacles here. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of Swords here, and then we do have, I think, the 9 of Wands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With the 9 of Wands here, what it is telling me, and specifically here, is telling me that yes and no. It feels like in some way there was some sort of scientific funding. Someone sold something, they used it, and now they're very sick. It doesn't feel like it was meant to be released publicly. They wanted it for themselves, or whatever it is that they were doing, and because of that, it causes something else. I do feel like in some way that maybe it was a setup, and that person was told this information to make them seal, but then those vials that they stole were either mistakenly taken for a different one, or it was replaced by something that wasn't really what they were promised or were being told it was. So it is possible that there's 3 different scenarios here, but whatever it is, I do feel like it's the most safest bet here is either the one where the person has the vials replaced and being told that this is what it was and what it can do, and that person wants to seal, knowingly being set up to make that thing go viral. Not make the thing go viral, but make that person die, maybe with an assassination or a hitman of some sort. It is also theoretically possible as well. It just happened naturally that the scientific community was receiving a lot of donations. They were creating something, maybe some sort of virus to help fight against another virus. Not exactly sure what they were doing. And it's also possible that it accidentally released into the public accidentally. So there's a multitude of different ways that could have gone. We'll look at this more specifically, but regardless of how it is, this person is no longer employed. But I do feel like it was in some way, it did have some funding. It was due to human neglect. If possible, it came from death. So that is what I will say in terms of this general area and what happened. We'll go more in depth with that in another video. All right, guys. I love you guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of today's video. I am going to take a bit of a break. This is a long video, so I am feeling very drained. So I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe. Any sort of engagement definitely helps the channel, and definitely submit your questions if you want a part 2 on monkeypox. Other than that, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.